Are you fucking kidding me or what? Fucking Biggie Smalls opening up the church of what's happening now. May 1st, Lee Syatt in the fucking house, a.k.a. the Flying Jew and shit. Uncle Joey Diaz here putting it fucking down. Like I said, Austin bound. Can't wait to get down to fucking Texas, gain fucking 18 pounds, dog.
Yeah, you're fucking fired up. You've been giving me shit from like the second you walk in the door today.
You're slipping. You didn't go in the fucking pool yesterday. I called you at 3 o'clock. You sit on the fucking couch like Buddha waiting for a fucking takeout order. You gotta get in that pool. That pool is right out there. It's 4 feet. I wish I had a pool in my fucking backyard. I look like an x-ray. It's no impact. You just run back and forth.
I'm lazy, dude. I work.
Well,
I work full time. I do this.
You sit and look at video with your glasses.
Yeah, that's working. That's
stretch,
my work.
You gotta do jumping jacks. You gotta get the
You tell
blood
jokes.
going.
It's not like you're fucking.
But I'm out there. I'm fucking out there walking around. I walked around 2 fucking hours yesterday pushing a fucking crib, cocksucker.
Yeah, but you said, "Oh, I just realized I'm not counting the points for the fucking 18 edibles I eat a day."
I little fucking piece of thing yesterday. What's the matter with you? 18 edibles.
What? You have at least 4 edibles a day.
Yeah, but I don't eat like a cookie.
Yes, you do.
No, I never eat pot cookies. You never seen me eat a pot cookie.
You eat chocolate bars?
The little ones.
The bang bars are fucking the regular
Bang bars
size.
180 calories. Did you know that? You know how much? You know what 180 calories are? 3 fucking Weight Watcher points. Get it together.
Yeah, we eat 3 of them.
No, I don't eat 3 of them. I eat 1. I eat a Chibo chewy. Yes, I didn't eat no edible. I went. I walked around for 2 hours in the morning. I did the fucking elliptical by myself in the evening because I had a fucking meeting in Hollywood last night. I had to go down there to Aroma. Let me tell you something. If you're on the Sunset Strip, yeah, you go to Dan Tanner's and get a steak. Go to fucking Aroma with the Israeli people.
Yeah, it's good.
That fucking place. Let me tell you, I've never had a bad meal there. It's it's not as packed as it used to be. I don't think they sell machine guns, the Israelis. They're back there. You go there and buy a fucking grenade and get a chicken cutlet sandwich. That's the Jews, Jack.
Yeah.
Jews don't fuck around. They go in there and buy a pet rock, a machine gun, and a fucking... Ari had the Israeli food. Like, he really went crazy. He had, like, the hummus.
Yeah.
I was getting sick to my fucking stomach.
That's like Coffee Bean or Starbucks in Israel. That's all over the place.
Really? Aromas?
Yeah.
Delicious. I brought desserts home from my wife, woke her up. She got up, had some coffee with me. I didn't eat no dessert. She had the fucking dessert. Because I get up... She takes it to work and they split it. You know how girls eat a dessert divided by fucking 19. Me, I inhaled one of those desserts as a fucking appetizer. I was looking at I got a tiramisu and Black Forest cake. They always got great desserts there. You know, I'm not a dessert guy though. I've never really been I'm a Carvel fucking motherfucking milkshake type.
Oh shit, I work across the street from a Carvel.
Do you? Yeah. In Santa Monica?
Yeah.
But that place is a ripoff, right outside. I know where you work.
Yeah.
That guy is like see what happened with Carvel was that people franchised it that weren't fans of Carvel.
Okay.
They were fans of the investment. There's a Dairy Queen up in Northridge owned by fucking Arabs. They don't know about fucking Dairy Queen. I got nothing against Arabs. They're nice people every time I go there, but they never had Dairy Queen growing up, so they don't know what the fuck it tastes like.
Yeah.
They don't have the loop in the top.
Oh, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. You know, when you go to Carvel now, they don't have, like, they have a Carvel in Phoenix.
Okay.
At the airport. $6 a fucking cone. I only eat Carvel in 2 places, Jersey and in Syracuse, New York.
Why Syracuse?
They have a fucking badass Carvel in Syracuse, New York, on a little, like a dead-end road up there, cold. Just in that area, it's cold. Like, the sun could be all over the city, but on that block, it's snowing. There's a blizzard and shit. Fucking, I love it. You go in there, you get and I was always a thin shake type of motherfucker.
You don't like it thick?
No, disgusting.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Nice and fucking thin like milk. A vanilla shake, a black and white.
Oh, I love that's
a chocolate shake. Come on now. In the summer, you get yourself a little cone with a fucking baseball helmet.
Yeah.
Remember that? The fucking, what the fuck, guy? You know what I'm saying? It's fucking. Last night I was going down to this meeting. It's funny because I got to start with one of these every day. Just in my head, it's funny because I always keep bad luck with me.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people, they really, really, really do live their lives and they wear whatever bad happened to them. Nothing bad happened to me. I made something bad happen to happen. You follow me? Mm-hmm. So, this weed is fantastic. I really like smoking weed in the morning. I already had an apple.
I couldn't tell.
I love it.
You don't say.
This is the highest I get all fucking day. I get Blitzkrieg in the morning. I love it. And if I was home right now, I'd be drinking coffee, fucking smoking with that door closed. My wife has to knock on the door now. You know your baby's I'm fucking in here puffing like a savage. The fucking room is yellow. In the morning, I love it. It's the beginning of the day. You're happy. You got a fucking plan. Write out your plan, what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, who you're going to see, who you're going to call. Bam! It's fucking Wednesday. Next thing you know, you got $100 in your pocket and you get some shoes, whatever the fuck it is that you want to go do a cheeseburger. But it's funny, I was going to meet with these people at Roma last night. On the drive down, I was thinking about the 9 months after I got arrested. You know, like when when you get out from bail, you know where you stand.
So the arrest in Colorado with
right.
the kidnapping. Okay.
So it was 88 when I got arrested in November of 88. And I got out of jail December 1st. So it was the holidays, and I stumbled upon the worst luck in my life. Like karma just flipped. Like my name came out in the paper where I was working. They didn't want me there. The old job didn't want me. I had to go out to Longmont, Colorado. About 2 weeks later, my house got robbed.
Oh, shit.
Somebody stole mine and George's television. Our VCR was all we fucking had, you know. That was it. My life was going to change, so I was going to start watching more movies. Then George decided he was going to go back, and it was funny how I didn't know when the sentencing was going to be. I had already, I got out December 1st.
Okay.
They didn't give me a preliminary hearing is when you officially get charged.
Okay.
All right, and then from there you work your fucking plan, you know. And for me growing up with Juan and my mother, and they would always get arrested for numbers, I always knew what the plan was. You got to walk a straight line. You got to go to bed early. You got to do everything you can to turn it around. The thing I did was when you're in trouble with the law or anything like that, I knew that the judge had to get letters sent to him. And I had read a book years earlier, Telemarketing in the 80s. Now it's a different book. It's probably something they've evolved with it because I went looking for it. But he made a really interesting point in there. He said when people die, they only make 250 mass cards.
Okay.
So everybody knows 250 people.
Yeah.
That's on an average. So when you get in trouble, when you're going in front of a judge, that judge has aspirations for politics. So every time you send a letter to him saying, hi, I'm writing on behalf of Lee Sayat. I grew up with Lee. We used to fucking black bang chicks, bang black chicks together. Whatever the fuck you want to write. We used to go to temple together. I don't think he would ever get in trouble again. He knows if he sends you to jail, it's 250 people that are going to be mad. 250 people are not going to vote for him. The thinking gets different.
Yeah. When
you're in politics. Everything is 250 people. 250 people is an election.
Yeah, and those 250 people each know 250,
So what I would do is I had everybody I know send that motherfucker letters. If I would go to Ralph's supermarket and I talk to the fucking lady at the checkout, I go, how long have I been coming here? 3 months. Do me a favor. Send this guy a letter about character references. When he got to court for my sentencing, he had a fucking folder.
Oh, really?
I fucked his head up. I fucked him up. Plus, his brother was a dentist, and my buddy had been good friends with that dentist.
Okay.
So he went, he goes, I'll do it just this one time for you. And he went and talked to the dentist. And he goes, you got to do this. Talk to your brother. And the dentist said, you're putting me in a bad position as our friendship. And he goes, trust me, this kid will never get in trouble again. And that's what really spawned me. Like I had a lot of belief then that this was just a bad day when I kidnapped this guy. Me, knowing the piece of shit that I was, this wasn't a bad day. I knew exactly what the fuck I had done that day. I didn't know it was going to turn into the extent that it did.
Yeah.
I thought me tying a guy up and taking his coke wasn't kidnapping one. Nobody fucking really knows. It's not like you call an attorney and you go, hey, I'm thinking of robbing this guy today. I'm going to bring a machine gun with another guy with handcuffs. What's the charge if I get caught?
Yeah.
But I remember coming out on bail. You come out on a thing called bail and you're out there and you go to preliminary hearing. And after the preliminary hearing, I basically went to fucking work. But guess what happens to me?
What?
Just the way God works. George goes back to Jersey. George says he doesn't want to stay out there because he lost his job.
Okay.
And in Boulder, nobody makes over $7 an hour in these days, so you had to steal. George had a scam at the car lot. My roommate, he was renting out cars and he was renting out plates to strippers so they could drive. So George was making $600-700 on the side, plus the $200-300 he made on the lot. That's good money. Once he lost that, he wasn't going to replace that money. He had bills, so he left. So I had to get a roommate. What a fucking coincidence! This kid's from my hometown.
Really?
He's from North Bergen. He's from a place called Guttenberg, which is a little town 1 mile. It's next to North Bergen. It's really North Bergen, but they call it Guttenberg. If you look in whatever the thing, the world records, in the 70s and 80s, Guttenberg was known because it has the most bars per capita in that area. It had a bar every 3 doors.
Oh, okay.
It was one of those little towns. And what was I talking about here?
About your roommate in Colorado.
Oh, so he was my roommate, so I move in with this guy. we started talking. We knew some of the same people, but he was way older than me.
Okay.
Like if I was 28, he was 48. He's still alive in Jersey. But this guy drove a cab. He was a part-time school teacher, but he was also a part-time coke dealer. I didn't know this when I moved in with him. You just figure it out. We'd be sitting there watching TV, and a guy would come, and they'd both go into a room, and then he would walk around at night. That's how I knew. So if I would see what area of the house he would hang out in, and he would get ounces of coke. And I was robbing this guy. I would buy a gram from him and take 3 from him.
Jesus.
I mean, my addiction was out of fucking control. But it was so weird how I was living this fucking Lee Sayette type of life. For me to con this judge, I had to work it straight. I was working at Hertz. I was in the manager trainee program at Hertz.
Okay.
Which basically meant I washed cars.
Yeah.
And drove cars to different locales. I worked my ass off. I worked 10 hours a day. I would get up at 4:30 in the morning like I do now. I was 28 years old.
Okay.
And even if I did coke till 4, at 4:30 I would get up, jerk off in the shower, whatever the fuck I needed to do to wake up, and I'd take my bicycle to the master swimming program because I knew when I was going to prison I wanted to be in tip-top shape. And I want to get my fighting in tip-top shape. I joined this club called the Butterfly Club in Boulder where the guy was crazy. He would make you swim, and then Fridays and Saturdays you live sparred.
Okay.
The guy got chased out of Boulder because they said he was like a cult leader. He wanted to create a cult of like a cell. Like he was trying to there was more to his madness. Okay. His madness was insane. This guy would fucking make you spar, and a lot of people went up there and got hurt. So a lot of people complained about him. They chased him out of Chautauqua Park. This was in Boulder. And I did that. I learned how to fucking, I lifted weights. I had a punching bag. I mean, my life was surrounded. I knew I was going to prison. There was no way, 2 ways about it. The problem was, how long was I going to go to prison?
I was just gonna ask, like, if you knew, like, why wouldn't you just like, I'm gonna have fun until I go in?
No, I wanted to be fucking prepared. I didn't know if people were gonna fuck me in the ass. I'm not, I got to work out of that rut. You can't.
Okay.
Not for a guy like me. I was still snorting, and I had a girlfriend, but I wasn't out partying. I mean, I was partying in my house doing push-ups. It was fucking crazy. But I joined the master swimming program. I would fucking swim. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 6 to 7. We would pull up, and there'd be a mountain of snow shoveled. You'd have to walk through the fucking snow with your bikini on. These motherfuckers didn't fuck around. The pool was heated, so once you jumped in the pool was warm.
Yeah, okay. That's still pretty crazy,
But you had to walk from the clubhouse to the pool with no fucking t-shirt on, with slippers on ice and shit.
So the pool is an outdoor pool then? That's fucked up.
It's real fucked up. Her name was Jane. She didn't fuck around, this lady. She was a white chick that was in the Olympics or something. Cute, big legs. She didn't fuck around. But anyway, the point of the story is that I never forgot that. I never forgot those 9 months. I even wrote it out, and I read it once a week, what I wrote out. Those 9 months of how I prepared to go down. Like, they told me, every attorney I paid said, look, bro, you can pay me $300,000. They found the machine gun. You're doing time. You're doing something.
Yeah.
You're doing 90-day minimum, but you're doing something. But it's weird how I prepared myself and how I never mind-fucked myself. I knew I was going away. I just, but it's a weird way of living. Like every morning when I wake up, I was still in a good mood, but I knew that this was not going to last.
Okay.
I knew I would get the call eventually, and they kept saying July. They kept saying you're going to get sentenced in June, and I kept pushing it back. I kept paying extra money. It's so weird how I lucked out with that case. I lucked out with that in so many ways because somebody would go, Joey, how the fuck did you luck out?
I was just going to say, yeah.
You were charged with kidnapping 1 and 2. Okay, let me tell you how I lucked out. I had a certain amount of money for an attorney. Now, the one thing I knew how to hire was an attorney. I know how to buy time. In situations when there's a victim, you're buying time. Especially when he's a fucked up victim. Kent Vela wasn't a victim. He was a fucking junkie that was playing a fucking dirty game, and it backfired on him. And that's what happens when you're a dirty junkie in a dirty game of cocaine. It's not like nobody's a bad person. This is what happens when you're dealing with fucking addictions at that level. You can't fuck around. They will fucking knock you the fuck out. You will get robbed. You go out there and stick your neck out like that.
So you explained it to me, like you had an attorney, and then right when he was about to happen, like you fired him, and then you get a new one.
I fired him, and I bought 6 more months. But the problem was that Vela got arrested first, so he automatically got a public defender. Okay? Vela got arrested second. He got a public defender from the victim side. Like
so not Vela, the first guy, your partner got arrested.
My partner got arrested.
And then Vela got arrested.
So Vela was handled by the prosecution. I'm sorry, there was no attorney involved. So, since you can't have two attorneys from the public defender's office can't represent you because that's conflict of interest, they have to go outside that circle. Excuse me. And get you a good attorney.
Okay.
So the state had to pay for me a fucking badass attorney. So I worked the fucking state to the last minute of the fucking decibel. I got myself a good attorney, even though I saved money for an attorney in case this fucked up. So I caught a break that way. That saved me $80,000. Instead of costing me 80, it ended up costing me 17.5. Mm-hmm. You follow me? Because there was things he didn't cover. But things like that where I lucked out. I discovered swimming. I discovered working out again. There were so many positives that I got from that one fucking negative. And yes, there was a victim involved. Kent Vela was involved, and I feel bad for him, but no, I fucking don't. Because when shit went down with me in 1978, not even, like right after my mother died, like I got involved in a weed scam where I ended up getting robbed by some black dudes in Camden, New Jersey. And they did it, Lee, like professionals. I thought I knew. I thought I was a bad motherfucker. These guys robbed me like professionals.
I've never heard this story.
Yeah, because I don't really remember the pictures of it. It was me and Didi Quintero, and he was no fucking genius. He had cut the details to this weed deal. And I'm like, are you serious? So the weed deal entitled like, let's just say in those days, Thai weed was $1,600 a pound. Okay. I'm just throwing figures out there, people. Don't email me later and go, my brother told me. I don't give a fuck. These black dudes came to me with $800 a pound deal, and they gave me weed as a sample. And the weed was fucking mind-boggling.
So you were going to buy it from them?
Yes, I was going to buy it from them. What I was really going to do was go to a guy like you, that's a weed salesman, and say, look, this is what I could get. And he'd say, what do you want for it? And I go, $900 a pound. I'm going to make $900 on the deal. I'm going to make $100 on the deal. In 1980, that was a lot of money when you're 16. So you would give me $2,000, and I'd make whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. You know, I'd make $400 on the drug deal, you know, which was fucking good.
Yeah.
You know, plus I sold mescaline, plus I ran coke. So altogether, $400 on top of going to East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, and picking up mescaline and fucking acid and speed. This was another part of my game. But I didn't really think about it. That's why.
We got a call coming in.
Oh, shit. Yo.
You said call it exactly 6:25 at 6:25 exactly.
That's why I fucking love you. Bobby Slayton on the motherfucking line. How are you, sir?
You know, first of all, you know, it's so funny because you asked me what time I get up in the morning, and I said, you know, ever since I had a kid 24 years ago, and ever since I started doing stand-up over 30 years ago, you know, I'm so used to doing morning radio, so... You know, getting up this time of day is not conducive to a life of a stand-up comic, but I'm usually up 4:35, 5:30. But here's my question to you, Joey D. Why in God's name, when you do a podcast, which people say, you know, they record it, they bank them, you can play them anytime, people can listen to them anytime, what the hell do you get up and do this time of day for?
Because we have a Ustream audience, and the truth of the matter is, Bobby, when I get up in the morning, I put on KTLA like everybody else does. They want to know where they're driving. I get up at 6 just like you. My wife has to go downtown. I got KTLA on. And while you're in the kitchen cooking your fucking oatmeal, you hear about the third grader that got molested. You hear about the kid that died at DUI.
I didn't hear about that. Can I hear about that?
No. You hear about all this shit, Bobby. And by 7 o'clock, you want to do a shot of fucking heroin. You're like, you know what? I should just start the day off wrong. What I wanted to do with the Church of What's Happening Now was smoke a little dope, listen to a little music, tell a few stories, and get people out there, get them in the mood to go out there and stab a motherfucker.
I see what you're
saying. Now, did you go to the Stones the other night? That was my main call to you. Did you go to the Stones for $20 the other night in Echo Park?
Did you see them?
No, I was concerned that you were going to go.
I didn't even know about it. And besides, where was I? In Minneapolis, playing some strip mall in Minnesota.
Which one were you at, Acme or the House of Comedy?
Actually, a new place. It's a new place, and it's called the New Hope Cinema Grill. They have movie theaters, and then one of the movie theaters, they took it and they turned it into a comedy room. And it's a great club. But, you know, one of the most depressing malls. You ever go to Florida? Of course you've been to Florida. You're Cuban. How else have you gotten here? But you ever get to Florida, and you change your clothes, and you dry off, and you get rid of the raft, and The amazing thing about Florida, they have the most depressing malls. And when I say mall, I mean a strip mall. You come to L.A., and you'll appreciate this. Yeah, even Hollywood. Every mall has a yogurt place, a dry cleaner, a sushi place, maybe a 7-Eleven. You go in there, you get stuff done. You get some sushi, you get some yogurt, you pick up your dry cleaning. But in Florida, it's all a porn store, a liquor store, and then it's just a gun shop. So it's like, you pawn your stuff, you get a gun, you jack off, you shoot yourself in the head, you buy some vodka. It's like a one-stop suicide center. And that's the way this mall was. It was one of those places where you cash checks for people who don't have a bank account. Then there was a 99-cent store. Then there was a thrift store. And then there was a store out of business. And then there was a movie theater with the comedy club. So yeah.
You're fucking working. Bobby, how lucky are you? Been doing this for 30 years, a business which... a few people make a living. You live nice. You have a nice home. You got a beautiful wife. You have a daughter. You've done it, Bobby, in a lot of fucking ways.
But wait a second. Well, you know what, though? Yeah, I guess it's fine. I mean, you've been to my house, which I've invited you over. I've invited you here about 20 times. You said you'd come about 15 times, and I think you showed up twice for the, what was that great Cuban dish I made?
Ropa de Vieja. You make a tremendous lemon chicken.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Slayton is a great fucking cook when he really puts his head to it. Oh, chili? Didn't you make me chili? You made...
who knows? But I think I don't know. And that's, shut up, dog. Anyway, but I'm up at 5 o'clock. It's funny because I'm writing a book right now. That's why I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning before these two dogs wake up, which is a whole other story. And before my wife and kid wake up, although my kid just moved out. But I'm writing a book called My 35 Years in Showbiz Hell. If you can't laugh at yourself, make fun of other people. My 35 Years in Showbiz Hell. And people say to me, why is it hell? I got a great wife, for the most part, as wives go. Now you got to qualify that with as wives go. And I have a nice house, but you know what? I'm working twice as hard for half the money, and it's a young man's game, Joey Diaz. You know that. You know as well as I do.
Hey, I'm fucking 50. You're talking to the wrong guy, so I know it's tough.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's a young man's game. It's not you and me. It's these idiots that are on Comedy Central who hands out specials like candy on Halloween to any idiot that wants it. It's brutal. What are these dogs barking at? I got a. Oh my God. Oh my God. I got a pussycat dog just moved in with me. That's a whole other story. Bunny, will you shut up? Stop barking. My daughter, Natasha, moved out. She's 24 years old now. And, she joined the Pussycat Dolls, who they're renaming and rebranding. So she finally got an apartment. And one of the other Pussycat Dolls lost her apartment. So she said, can I move in with you guys for a while? Remember my office downstairs with my drums? You were down there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That now is a pussycat doll, a very nice girl, Paula, and her dog, who you hear barking in the background, Bunny, this little gay Pomeranian marshmallow thing. The dog, for some reason, is taking a liking to me. And I got, they call me the pit bull of comedy. I got a miniature picture. How gay is that? And now this other dog. So they sit here fighting all day. And see, they're up now. So it's 6:30 in the morning. I got up at 5, so I had an hour and a half peace and quiet to write my goddamn book. Sure.
That's the only time you can write it. I'm in the same process. I'm trying to write a fucking book myself, Bobby.
Yeah, well, now that you got a baby, and now that you got but you know what though? I'm on the road a lot, and even though I'm playing some crappy clubs, you know what happens when I sit on a plane and go out of my way? I just take one magazine. I don't bring anything to do, so I kind of force myself to write the book. And when you're sitting in a Hampton Inn, or maybe even it doesn't matter where I am. This week I'm in Hilton in Pleasanton. I'm playing this club, Tommy T's. They put me up in a nice Hilton. But you know what? If I don't have a car, which I don't, I'm in the middle of nowhere. And if I'm too lazy to work out, I got nothing to do but write my book. So, it's coming along. It's coming along great.
You still got the trainer? You still got the trainer, Bobby?
I can't afford that anymore.
Scott.
No, matter of fact, you know what? I want to go see the Rolling Stones next week. I'm going to go see them. I couldn't even afford tickets to see these guys.
How much are the tickets Friday night?
Huh?
How much are the tickets Friday night?
Well, they're something like, what are they? They're, I got the crappy seats for $170. The crappy seats. The good ones are like $600 or $700. And as much as I like that band, look, if I had Tom Hanks money, if I had Bruce Willis money, if I had Joey Diaz money even.
Shit.
That's a bad thing.
I'm driving a fucking Subaru, brother. I got my little Subaru. I got to return for the lease.
A friend of mine calls me from Florida. He says, can you get me tickets for the Stones? I said, yeah, I know somebody that works for the promoter. But he goes, let's go. And I said, I can't afford it. He goes, I'll buy the tickets if you fly me in. So I cashed in miles, flew my friend in. We're going to see the Stones. So that's kind of, I don't, I hate going out now. I don't even want to see them. I don't like to leave my house. I don't like to go anywhere. You know what it's like out there. I mean, you're a guy that's always out. You like going out. You like hanging out. I'm done with hanging out.
No. I'm worse than you are, Bobby Slayton. That's a misconception about Uncle Joey. Uncle Joey don't, listen, you got an envelope, you want me to go out and do a comedy show, I'm there. Right. But for me to go to an improv or something during the week, you're fucking crazy. Bobby Slayton, I'm in bed at 9:30. If you let me, if you fucking let me, I could fall asleep by 9:30 if you let me.
I mean, that's without drinking too, right?
No, I don't drink. I don't fucking drink. I might take 2 hits of the Toots, and I'm in bed a fucking hour later. Or I eat a pot cookie. I gotta leave my house tomorrow at 4:45 in the fucking morning. You know me. I fly early. I gotta fly tomorrow, so I get out of the I get to the airport at 6. I want to be out of here. I want to be in my room, naked, watching fucking all my children at 1 o'clock. You know me, rubbing popcorn juice on my fucking something.
Yeah. That's a great visual. Yeah.
No, I love it. You're at an age now where, it's funny, Bobby. How old are you now? You look great. You look fucking great.
I'll be 58 in a couple of weeks.
Fucking God. And look at the Stones, 70 on stage. It's a whole new fucking world out there, Bobby Slayton. We could go to a fucking 80 if you let us.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure I want to, the way things are going. But, I think it's fun.
Don't you want to see your daughter fucking rock it at the Pussycat Doll? Don't you want to be there when she wins a fucking Grammy? In 10 years, you want to be there.
You know what? I've kept every receipt for every Beanie Baby, every Play-Doh, every box of crayons, and when she just signed a record deal, so, I'm going to say, look, Daddy, we have all, look at the crap I bought you. She's like a pack rat. We just cleaned out her room, and she has everything she saved since she was like 5 years old, and it's amazing how much crap this kid has. And my wife goes, where did she get all this shit? Hello, I guess it was all my fault. So I didn't even realize how much crap I bought her, but my God. But anything to keep them quiet on a plane, anything to shut them up on a beach when you're on vacation, anything to keep them out of your hair.
Hey, so tell me about this DVD you're taping, Bobby. In Cleveland.
Yeah. Let me tell you about that, Joe.
When are you taping, brother?
So listen, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to be in Cleveland next. God, I keep forgetting how many followers you have. And it's funny. You told me how to do this on Twitter, but I keep putting some good tweets out there. I think they're pretty funny. At Pitbull of Comedy. And, I go to some major radio shows. Where was I last week? Tom Bernard is really big in Minneapolis. And, I had Kevin Bean here in L.A. And going out of Corolla, and I got 5 or 10 more followers. Then I look at some of these guys, like I said at Comedy Central, they got 500,000. Then I look at Joey Diaz, and what are you, 100,000? I'm going, oh my God, all I got to do is tweet every day, hey, good morning, cocksuckers, rub your balls, pick your nose, it's a good day. I go, this is
listen, brother, you're a funny guy on The Natural. And people got to hear from you. There's no reason why you have social media and you're not out there. You're a funny, naturally
you have 100,000 people listening right now. Okay, so here, I want all your people to, here's what I'm doing next week. I'm going to Cleveland. You ever play Cleveland?
Absolutely.
Where do you play?
The Improv and the Grog Shop.
The Grog Shop?
Yeah, they do a little room over there, 200 people. Very nice little rock venue. You take the fucking door.
And you have little Cuban tropical drinks at the Grog Shop?
No. Okay. It's a great little comedy place.
Well, I play at Hilarities, which is, this guy Nick Costas, one of the few
tremendous. I hear he's a fucking gentleman to have.
Oh, but you know what? All the good guys get screwed. Nice guys finish last, only the good die young, all that shit. That's why the Nazis lived to 150. But he has a great. It's not just a comedy club; it's like a 500-seat comedy theater. So I thought it would be a great place to tape a special. A lot of guys are doing their own specials. I didn't have the money to do my own special. A lot of guys are taping them. My friend Jake Johansson put out the money. He sold it to Showtime. And, Louis C.K. did his own special, and he put it on his website. So I said, I'm just going to tape a special, but I got to find somebody to do it. So last year I got somebody to do it for me. And, the one piece of advice I give young comics, and I didn't follow my own advice after 35 years of doing this bullshit, when comics said to me, how do you get better? And, you can tell guys a lot of ways. Number one, of course, keep writing, get up on stage. And if somebody, tells you something, gives you advice, take it with a grain of salt, but listen to them. But the best way, and this as well as I do, Joey D, is to tape yourself, videotape yourself, and you can watch yourself. And I used to watch myself, and I realized I talk fast. I didn't realize how fast and how much I said fuck and how much I did this and how much. Anyway, so I would tell comics, just tape yourself and watch it, and you'll see how good you were or how bad you were, and you can be more objective. So I taped the special, then I worked on it for months. And when I saw it, I said, you know what? I'm not happy with this at all. I don't know why I picked this material. I don't know. Anyway, it just didn't come out great. And I called the people that did it, and they said, look, Bobby, for a little bit, we'll do it again for you. We'll do it again. So anyway, I'm going to Hilarities next week, and I'm going to tape the special again. I've rewritten it. And, it's funny. Alice Cooper, I do a thing where, you ever go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Even though Journey and Donna Summer are in there, which is so, well, I see why Journey's in there, even though they suck. But the place is really cool. I mean, it's really a great testimonial to, rock and roll and the blues and R&B and all the stuff we love. So they, they have all the costumes, all the clothes, all the manuscripts. I mean, it's just an amazing museum of stuff. So I opened the show where I go in and I steal Alice Cooper's clothes because he was my hero in high school back in 1971, 72. And I wear his clothes out of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't actually wear them on stage, but I'm calling him a special No More Mr. Nice Guy because I've always been a big fan of Alice Cooper, and he's actually writing the forward to my book, which is a big thrill for me. Because like I said, when I was a kid, when I was 15 or 16, you know as well as I do, way before Kiss, way before Marilyn Manson, way before all this bullshit, even, I mean, Ozzy Osbourne, who was so scary. Alice Cooper was pretty scary,
I hear you. He was out for the school, was out for the fucking summer.
Rock and Roll and Monsters, my two favorite things, he put them together. That was pretty cool.
So let me ask you this, pretty cool. What's the date on the fucking special you're taping?
Taping it next Saturday night.
So the special
Saturday.
is the 12th.
No.
The 4th and 7th, the 11th.
The day before Mother's Day. And by the way, I'll be playing Hilarities in Cleveland on Mother's Day. What a great place to bring your mom. If you want to give her a heart attack, to make sure, if you're in the will and you want to get rid of mom, take her to my show.
You're a fucking savage,
cool.
dog. And what else is going on? The house is good, the dogs, you're still doing your thing, you're taking care of yourself.
I'm trying to finish this book, and I'll tell you, man, you know what sucks also is writing a book now. It's like putting out a CD or a DVD or getting a special on Showtime. You and I remember when somebody had an HBO special. They really were special.
It was special.
And now there's so many of them on, and there's so many, and there's Comedy Central. And
well, let's correct this. There's nothing like HBO. You can do your Showtime shit, you get on Comedy Central, but we all know HBO trumps fucking everything. You've been on HBO. You've been on all those things.
Yeah, but you want to know something Showtime, though, where you watch stuff like Dexter, and you watch,
Nobody's got Showtime. You got to assume nobody's fucking got it. More people got the internet than that. I'd rather you do a special and put it on the internet for $5. You'll get more bang to your buck than Showtime. Who the fuck watches that shit? And they put out so much bad shit, you don't even want to be on the same fucking neighborhood with those fucking people. Look at the stand-up they got on there. It's garbage. You want to put your shit on there? You want to bust out and be the new kid on the fucking block again? You comb your hair?
Doing, putting it out and doing it on the internet and stuff. And, the thing is, though, I've been so bad with this social media garbage for the last few years, which I'm just really starting, doing it more. Because when you get a guy like Jim Gaffigan or even bigger Louis C.K. or Bill Burr, when they put their stuff on Netflix and they put their stuff on the internet and they sell it on their website, they got a lot of people following them. Even you. Hey,
well, they got people. They got Netflix knocking on the fucking door. I don't have Netflix knocking on. Nobody's knocking on my fucking door. And I know that, I feel, I'm like, hey, listen, Bobby, I know one thing. I lived in a car for fucking 8 months. I snorted blow. I did a lot of shit that I brought upon myself. But the whole time I've worked on this, nobody reaches out for a special no more. You go, you pay 3 fucking UCLA students, couple of yardsticks, you get Lee Syatt, the Flying Jew, the producer of the show over there with you. You get a little wall, you tape it, and you put it online for $5, and everybody fucking profits, and everybody enjoys it for $5. But Showtime, you're gonna go on. That's like fucking going in a bad night, and selling coke next to. It's like trying to sell coke next to 10 black guys on a fucking corner. You're in no danger. I gotta go to compete with those guys. I'm a fucking white guy. It's like so. I'd rather you put it on somewhere.
I'm thinking about that. I'm looking at all my options.
Yeah, fucking. Put it on fucking Twitter, $5, the Pitbull of comedy. You're a savage. You should be fucking spit slapping these motherfuckers. Now you got to do your thing. You're as funny. I watched you on HBO. You're one of my fucking idols. Knock it off, cocksucker. All
right, well, that's what I say. I need your help. I'm not, when it comes to business and promotion, the only time I was ever good at it was when I was in Vegas sucked the life out of me. When I was at Hooters and then the Tropicana. I mean, I just got rejuvenated. It was 2 years there fighting. Well, I was at Hooters. It was like a mental patient of a casino. You were there.
Oh, yeah.
Who's going to Hooters to see me? You know, they built a really nice showroom for me, but my God, it was off the strip. And then I moved to another shithole, the Tropicana, and I mean, I did every radio show, I did promotion, and that's when Twitter and Facebook was. That's when Dane Cook started making MySpace big, and I said, you know what, this MySpace shit ain't going anywhere. And when Dane Cook blew up, I said, I gotta get a MySpace. By then, everybody abandoned MySpace and moved on to Facebook. Now everybody goes to Twitter. You know, I was the guy that got a cassette player when everybody else got iPods. Then I got an iPod. I'm like an Amish guy. I just got rid of my BlackBerry. I just got an iPhone. I don't know how I lived without it. I'm getting a color TV. I'm going to get a color TV and a new phonograph. I'm moving up in the world.
Well, listen what I want you to do. I want you to call in from time to time and let us know where you're playing. I love you with all my heart. You're one of my fucking idols. It was a.
Why can't? Okay, let me ask you this: with all your technology you got there, your big, Joey Diaz studio there in Havana, why don't you? How come you can't call anybody from there? Why can't you call out? Why couldn't you call me today?
Lee Sayat, talk to him.
It's better for people to call in because if you didn't pick up, I mean, we could call out, but it's better for people to call in on their own time.
You satisfied, cocksucker?
Is it that you have one of those programs? If you get Verizon, you have unlimited minutes. You know, you don't have to be on the budget you're on.
No,
you're on the budget.
No,
it's Google.
It's Skype. It's Skype. And we can call in from anyone. It's free.
I'd just rather you call, get it together. I don't want to call you and bother your house. Maybe your wife is sleeping. Maybe she's painting her fucking nails, Bobby Slayton. Get
she's
it together.
Sleeping right now, but she doesn't have him in the other room.
Get it together, cocksucker. You don't be.
I'm going to get back to my book, and
Yo, man, I love that you took the time to call in. Like I said, you're one of my fucking idols.
I got nothing else to do. I'm
love
Tommy
you to
Keys
death.
in Pleasanton. You've been up there, haven't you?
Yeah, so you're there this Friday and Saturday, and next week you're at Hilarities taping your special on the fucking Saturday the 11th.
Yeah, you know what? If there's 10 people listening now, do me a favor. Follow me on Twitter. I just want to see if
follow him on Twitter. This guy is one of my fucking early fucking idols. Don't fuck around. I love this guy with all my heart. He's fed me when I was hungry. Take fucking care. Go see him. Shake his hand. Bring him a joint. Make sure he smoke. You don't smoke dope, do you?
It's not. No.
That's the problem. You got to smoke fucking dope. These people are going to come see you. You got to do a bong hit to the face. You got to do a bunch of shit. They'll do wine. They'll do whatever you want to do. You tell them what you need. These people will bring you bazooka powder, whatever the fuck you need, all right?
All right, Bobby.
I love you, cocksucker. Stay black. I'm Jewish. Black. One of the nicest fucking guys in the world. I love the little fucking Metallica for Uncle Joey, dog. It's 6-something in the morning. Get up. Drink your coffee. Lee, you got to do a jumping jack, too. I don't want those.
Yeah, we got to finish this story, though.
Oh, shit. Live your fucking goals. Write them down. Do a push-up. Do something. Do something. Austin, Texas. I'm ready for you, motherfuckers.
All right, so I'm gonna get this back on track. So
what?
You had the meeting at Aroma, but you're thinking about your fucking trial. So what's the conclusion of that?
Conclusion of what? So the conclusion was that between you and me, I keep that close to my heart every day because I know how fast life could change.
Okay.
That's what makes me strong. You know, a lot of people say, well, you put that past behind you. I always do, but I like to keep it close by because I know how fast your life could change.
Because you could go back to that lifestyle if you didn't.
Not $1 million fucking dollars.
But that's what I'm saying. I know you don't want to, but I'm saying, like, if you didn't remember that how quickly that happened, it'd be easy for you to revert back to it.
Well, and the other hand, too, it's to let people know that anybody can make the fucking change. There was no change. It just evolved. I just figured it out that comedy's fucking criminals, too.
Yeah.
I might as well take my criminal life over to the comedy field. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's something that I always get emails from people at joeydiaz.com.net. So if you have an email about your life, I get these emails and people think they're stuck in their life. How the fuck do you think I felt that March? Mm-hmm. When I knew I was going to do time, and I had this guy, Richie, that was my boss. In fact, I talked to one of the girls from Hurt still. She lives in Kansas. We talk on Facebook, and we talk on the phone. She just got divorced, Carol. And Carol testified on my behalf from the office. I mean, I had 19 people walk in that court that day. But nothing changed what I did. But that's not the moral of the story. The moral of the story is no matter where the fuck you are, you can get out of the rut.
Yeah.
If you ask me how I fucking did it, I have no idea. But it starts with belief. We were talking about this shit the other day, how you got to believe. You got to see the fucking picture. If you're going to tell me that 20 years ago I seen myself doing a podcast with the Flying Jew, no, I didn't see it coming. But this is what happens from me getting involved.
Yeah.
This is what happens with me showing up with 2 guns to the fucking battle instead of 1. I see a lot of people walking around in comedy. When I go to these MMA fights, they're walking around with one fucking gun in their holster. They should have two, and they should all have their bullets out. Because we're playing this shit for keeps on a daily motherfucking basis. So what I'm trying to tell you, cocksuckers, is to get up. This is why I think about these things. Because it fires me the fuck up. So
what happened last night? Were you just thinking about as you were driving down
just
there?
Just thinking about how different my life. Here I am driving down fucking Laurel Canyon at 8:30 at night to go to Aroma to get the best food in Hollywood. I really believe. But I thought about riding my bicycle to swim that morning. Feeling good, riding my bicycle. But in the back of your head knowing that, B, you're going to prison. And C, you're addicted to fucking blow.
And D, you're going for prison, but going to prison for a long time. It's not like you're going for a couple days.
What's long time? At that time, 3 days would have been a long time. I would never imagine it would have sentenced me to 4 fucking years.
Yeah.
That's the thents that you never fucking imagine when you're in that courtroom and you're like, how? And I made it. I made it. I made it in there, with no fucking drama. I went to 2 or 3 fights. I got beat up one time. I beat up the long-haired dude one time. This is what it's all about. You know what I'm saying?
It's terrifying to me.
No. It was terrifying at first until you're living through it. You're there. It's so weird how you look at a stage sometimes and you go, I got to go up on that fucking stage right now. And all of a sudden you walk off. And it just happens. It's like every Wednesday I got to go for a shot. I walk in there thinking the fucking worst thing ever every Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And every Wednesday he's pulling the needle out. I'm like, that's it? This is all I had to do. So it's a lot harder in our mind than what it is actually all the time.
Yeah.
I was talking to my friend's daughter, George. She's in law school right now. What do you hear about law school? That you're dead.
Yeah.
They tell you you're fucking dead. And she was telling me the other day, she goes, listen, I got my weekend stimming. She goes, I got to study 4 or 5 hours a day. But if you stay on top of it, you got no beefs.
Yeah.
If you stay on, that's all law school is. And she goes, a lot of people figure it out the 3rd year. It's too fucking late. You just stay on top. It's a lot of reading. It's a lot of fucking paper. You got computers now, she said. You could read off the computer. It cuts time in half. You don't have to go to the library anymore, and do shit like that. That cuts time in half. But it's still a commitment, people. So I want you to get up today and make a commitment to whatever the fuck you want to do. You want to play? Somebody said the other day, you turn 50. Why don't you start playing the guitar? I think I'm going to start taking jiu-jitsu full time.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because I want to kill this gut once and for all. I want to look like Charles Bronson, the fucking mechanic. It's over.
You say that, and then one day you're going to come in here and you'll be like, this fucking Hindu got on top of me with his smelly feet, and I walked out.
Oh, dog, I tell you, I have a fucking heart attack. That's what's always stopped me from fucking jiu-jitsu is the feet and the fucking armpit and the rotten ass. You put that rotten ass gi in my fucking face, I have a heart attack. I don't even like going to kickboxing in the morning because you get hit with a shot of bad breath. It'll fucking kill you in the morning. People don't put deodorant on. What the fuck? They come here straight from the bed with bad breath. I can't take that 10 o'clock class. The 2 o'clock class is all right, but it's just on Tuesdays and fucking Thursdays,
All right. Oh, shit.
So that's what I was trying to tell people today, that sometimes something bad happens. You want to push forward therapists, whatever the fuck they tell you. Sometimes it's good to keep it there. Because it's where you draw your strength from. It's where I draw my strength from. I just remember that. Even when something bad happens, anything, I'm like, it could be fucking worse, man.
Yeah, did you ever see the movie Clerks? It's one of Kevin Smith's movies.
One of the original. Yeah.
I was watching it the other night, and there's this big monologue he does at the end, how he can't change the main character because he's comfortable in his life. He's like 22. He's a clerk at a store. And his buddy, who's more of a slacker than him, kind of breaks it down like you just did, like yells at him, like, you can change, you're the one who's doing it to yourself. And I was watching it, and all I could think about was this, and it's just, like, you could have very easily gone, when you knew you were going to jail, just fucking snorted coke and went to Cuba or something, but...
When I was 22, I was a clerk in a video store, and I was never happier. I can't lie to you.
I love video stores.
I was never happier. I was probably making $10 an hour.
Yeah.
I would never see the owner. I would open it and close it and do the deposits. I would make deliveries. I made delivery to Michael Douglas' house.
Really?
In 1983, I set up his fucking VCR.
Oh, shit.
I made deliveries to fucking, not Robin Williams. I seen him in the mall. I saw The Flying Nun. Used to rent videos in there. I saw Sidney Poitier would come in and rent videos. Don Johnson and his family would rent videos.
Oh, shit, look at that.
I worked at a video store. I would have Scarface on in the video. I'd put porno on so as people were walking by, they'd hear "fuck you" And what was that girl that was a 16-year-old porno girl at the time?
Fucking...
She was big in the 80s, and I used to put her on when she stuck the octopus in her pussy.
Jesus.
Whatever does Tracy Lords does Japan.
Yeah.
It was really weird. I was a clerk, and I cannot lie to you. I was as happy. That was my job.
Because you watched movies all day. Yeah.
I dealt with the people. The company for videos was out of Denver, and I ordered videos, and I ordered old videos. I remember putting concert videos. Like, he came in one day and he goes, "What happened here? This is amazing." This was no college, guys. This was no college education. I went into a store and fucking quadrupled the fucking profits.
Really?
He had no selection. He had nothing there.
Oh, okay.
So I went in there and started picking old movies for him. Bam, you got to get this. I remember getting Pink Floyd Live at Pompeii, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I would push it. You know what I'm saying? If you rent a video machine on Sundays through Thursdays, it's $9.95 and you get 2 fucking videos. He would lose his mind. I'm losing money. No, you're not. Where's the machines?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, the machines are out. We had, in those days, there were a box that you carried. It was just a video machine with a handle. And you get the 2 fucking videos and take them home.
That's crazy. Yeah, I miss those things. Video stores, they're all gone.
Oh, my God. In Boulder, how I started comedy was I'd go into a video store that was 3 feet, 3 floors.
Okay.
3-floor video.
Oh, shit.
And on the top, they had like just a section of comedy.
Okay.
And I would go in there and rent the best of Def Jam with, oh my God, Bill Bellamy.
Okay, yeah.
And Joe Torre. And I'd get the Rodney Dangerfield early one with him and Seinfeld and Lenny Clark and Bill Hicks and Andrew Dice Clay. And I'd watch it, and I'd watch it so much that after a while they wouldn't charge me for it.
Really?
They're like, "You bought this video 10 times. Just take it." And I would go home and make notes and watch their set. And you know, video store was the ideal thing for me. If I could inherit a video store, I would have been happy as fuck. I would have ran a great video store. Even today, I would have given it competition because I would have kept something old in there. I would have gave it that feeling. You know, when you go to a video store, in fact, I'm going to have Rick Ramos call next week.
Okay.
Ramos,
your buddy, yeah.
Rick Ramos is one of the best movie people you'll ever see. It's funny how there's all these movie podcasts, and these guys don't know dick about fucking movies. Rick Ramos will eat these motherfuckers up alive. You know, I get emails because Gray Drake, who is on Rotten Tomatoes now, and she does a Sirius radio station.
Okay.
She contacts us from time to time. She contacts Rick a lot for fucking movie info. Rick will fill you in about the future movies, but the past movies, Rick will always, all I gotta do is call Rick and go, "Rick, and he knows what fucking movie to go, how to fucking choose it. What's the story, cocksucker? You didn't smoke no more weed today? I gotta give some shout outs. I got one more call today. What the fuck? What the fuck? For starters, I want to give a shout out to a buddy of mine that showed up to the game and the show in Jersey, Gino Jacobelli. He's a cop in Hoboken. He brought us cheese and all that shit. I want to give him a shout out. Matt Haight, he lost 116 fucking pounds, or whatever the fuck he lost. English Hendricks, Stephen Lannon, Yo D, the Thai boxer, Jamie, Kenneth Rodriguez up there in fucking Rochester, Death Squad, San Antonio, all the Death Squad motherfuckers out there in the new land, Eddie B, Kenny Watson, Swiftly Double. I mean, you know, I love you motherfuckers. I appreciate you guys listening and checking up with me and seeing what the fuck is going on. So I love you guys. Have a great fucking weekend. You know how we do it, dog. I appreciate these motherfuckers.
They're great.
They're great. I'm having a great time with Death Squad people. Hopefully I'll go on Alex Jones. Did you see that yesterday? I asked Alex Jones yesterday. I got 1,000 fucking people. You got to go back on Alex Jones. So like I said, I'm excited. I've always loved going to fucking Texas.
Yeah.
Houston, Dallas, El Paso, fucking Midland, fucking San Antonio. I mean, please. That's
now,
fine.
let me ask, because when I was in Vegas at the airport, I met a girl from Austin, and I said to her, "Oh, I heard Texas is great." And she looked at me and she said, "Austin isn't Texas." And she's like, "It's like the hipster place now."
Right.
Do you think it's the same, or is it kind of like too fancy for you? Like, what do you think about it?
Listen, bro, it's fucking Dallas 3D.
Okay.
Do you follow me? I don't mind going to fucking Dallas and smelling gunpowder. I don't mind going to Houston and having a great time in the fucking loop or out of the loop or where the fuck I am. Austin is a very progressive place.
Yeah.
It's like Ashland, fucking North Carolina. If you go to North Carolina, people walking around with slippers talking about NASCAR. You go to Ashland, they're talking about rocket ships. A lot of people, either you like Austin or you don't fucking like Austin. You know what? If you don't like Austin, go fuck your mother. It's like getting high by 2 o'clock. I like Austin. I like the whole vibe. I like the open mind about it. I like that they take fucking chances. Don't get me wrong. I love Dallas and Houston. That's what Texas stands for, and I'm fucking happy. But the Bushes are in Austin, right? Aren't they from fucking Austin, Texas?
I have no idea.
That really doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is it's a cool fucking place.
Yeah.
When you go there, sometimes in some places, look at Denver. You go to Denver, they're all walking around with a picture of fucking the quarterback that got fired. What's his name? Tebow. You follow me? They're all Christians. When you go to Boulder, they're all fucking hippies. They call Boulder the People's Republic of Boulder. Why? Because it's very progressive. They're free-willed. They're free-minded. That's fine. If you don't like fucking Boulder, you don't like Austin, you don't have to go. Keep your ass in fucking Midland and smell cheese, whatever the fuck you do. But that's how people think, and they should be ashamed of themselves, you know? I mean, it's like a progressive place. You know, you go to Mississippi, they've got a place. I think it's Tupelo, or I forget what the fuck the name of it is. They're a little bit more progressive and shit. There's gay people, you know. There's people sucking dick with Batman suits on. A lot of people can't fucking dig that thing. And hey, if you don't like it, sit in the fucking suburbs and take your kid to a soccer match.
True, yeah. No, I've heard great things about it.
It's great.
And you're there.
Listen, bro, we live in a fucking great country. We're just fucking spoiled.
Yeah.
These bitches are fucking spoiled. Nothing bothers me more when you talk to somebody about, you ever go to a coffee shop? And there's always these people that are fucking international. Listen, we got a beautiful fucking world here. But the United States of America is the fucking United States of America. This is what when we sneeze, everybody catches a fucking cold, okay? When we sneeze in the United States, every motherfucker catches a fucking cold. But there's all these motherfuckers that you can't say nothing to. That right away, oh, no. You have to go to Costa Rica. Look, you in Costa Rica could suck my fucking dick. You know what I'm saying? When was the last time you went to fucking Long Island off the coast and looked at fucking sharks? We got a lot of shit going on here, but we're fucking spoiled. We're allowed to talk bad about these places. Nothing bothers me more than that shit. That, you know, we're promoting the fucking, people should come over here on fucking vacation.
Yeah.
Austin's a great goddamn place. Listen, I went for a walk yesterday with the crib. I went for a walk Monday with the baby. There's reasons. You know why? Because I'm eating in fucking Texas. I'm eating. I'm going to Texas to fucking eat. That's why you go to Texas, to get stoned and eat. They want to give me 20 fucking years for smoking pot on Saturday night outside. Give me the 20 fucking years. It's Texas. At least don't feed me in the goddamn jail.
What's your favorite kind of barbecue? Is it brisket or ribs, or what do you like?
I'm a brisket guy. I like a little rib, some beans.
For the audio listeners, you were like angry, you were like intense, and then as soon as I said brisket, you like smiled. You're like, oh, I love brisket.
With a little fucking salt barbecue sauce on that motherfucker, with some potato salad, some white bread, because you gotta have that white bread when you're barbecuing. That one that the chick put on a porno guy's dick that I always talk about. It's not Wonder Bread, it's just white bread, all right? At the edges of square like a motherfucker. I love that shit. I love it. I remember just all that. I remember being in Dallas at this black function one night. When I walked out, some motherfucker came up to me, "You hungry, player?" And he gave me a pork sandwich on white with barbecue. They just had a pork fucking thing outside.
Nice.
Just 3 black guys grilling. That shit was so fucking yummy. That's what I like about Texas. But I'm going to fucking kill it. You understand me? I'm going to go to Chewy's. I'm going to get the fucking sour cream and chicken enchiladas with a swirl margarita. Are you kidding me? Or what?
Shit. You might not come back.
You know I don't fuck around. You know I don't fuck around. They got those green fucking... That Tex-Mex, my asshole, my hemorrhoid's gonna be pumping.
Oh.
You ever see a hemorrhoid pumping like a heart? Boom, boom,
no.
boom, 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 boom. That's how this fucking Cuban hemorrhoid's gonna be. I haven't had a hemorrhoid in years, but I'm about to get one.
Well, congratulations.
I'm gonna get some fucking barbecue. I'm gonna send you pictures while you're up here eating carrots and fucking kale. You
drinking it, yeah. Today's the first day.
But you're back. I'm proud of you. You gave it a chance. You went on the loose for a couple of weeks. My mommy was in town. I'm going to Vegas with my friends. And what happened? Nothing. You could have been 20 pounds lighter. You could have done more jumping jacks and ran around and cut some muscle tone over the vacation. You got a month off. You didn't go to the gym one time, not even the back. You forgot the other day. I see that there was a little back gym over there.
I'm going to shoot you in the neck.
I'm watching you. Because I love you. I care about you. You're a young man.
No one can do everything all the time the perfect way.
10 minutes. 10 minutes of your fucking day.
Oh, no, I don't mean that. I mean, like you could have been 20 pounds lighter. You could have been doing jumping jacks. Or you can't watch
10 minutes.
You can't
all
watch
I want
TV
you to do, all I want you to do is go for a little walk around the neighborhood.
That's not all you want me to do.
Thing on. Somebody's calling. They might
no.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Don't make me karate chop.
No, yeah, like every like you can't watch TV, no sleeping,
You're
while eating.
24 years old, Lee.
Yeah.
You should be sleeping 6 hours. That's it. 1 hour hanging out. The rest of the time you should be out banging it. So you work 8 hours a night.
10.
So 10 and 8 is what? 18. You got 6 hours left over to fuck around. You're going to sit in here in the darkness every afternoon. You live in California. The sunlight is out. One little walk around the neighborhood ain't going to fucking kill you.
Got saved by the phone call.
Cocksucker. Buenos dias.
Buenos dias, Joey.
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing terrific. How about yourself? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm very happy. It's an honor to have you on the phone. Rudy Sarzo, bass player extraordinaire, el pingón de los pingones. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great.
So you're on a break from tour right now.
Yeah, I'm on a little break and just had some Cuban coffee, and I'm ready to roll.
So you make Cuban coffee every morning in your house?
At home, yeah.
Bustelo. You make café Bustelo? You got a different...
Pilón, llave, Bustelo, whatever.
Coño! Now, you make it with the old school Cuban coffee, or you got like the new shit with, Well, how do you make it? With the sock and the whole thing?
Oh, no. I put it in my cappuccino maker, and I make it like that. And at night, my wife makes it with the old-fashioned little Italian espresso, maker.
And you put real sugar in there, or you put that cancer sugar in there?
I put like little, whatever, equal, something like that. I make it with coconut milk.
Really?
Yeah, it tastes delicious, yeah.
I got to tell you, Rudy, and, my agent, Rich, and his Justin. Justin is my agent over there. But he didn't know that you, God bless you, he didn't know that, and I hope I'm not embarrassing you. He did not know you were 62 years old. You look like you're 45.
Oh, really?
You're beautiful. You look like you're 45.
After all these years of hanging with Justin, he didn't know I was 62.
My God, you look beautiful. I was looking at your Facebook stuff, and I had tears in my eyes, brother. You're the last of the real deal, Rudy. So how did you get into the bass? You're a Cuban guy. You didn't want to play the conga?
No, I mean, it was, if the Beatles had conga, then I would have, play conga. But no, early on, everybody, even including all the kids in the block, in Miami, because in the old days we didn't have gangs. We had, little rock and roll bands, and all the kids in my block in the Subway, in Miami, everybody, we all wanted to be the Beatles. Los Beatles, como decíamos, So, I picked up the bass. It's, chicks, they dig Paul McCartney even today. So, that was a no-brainer. That's the reason we all got into music, because of the chicks, you had the jocks who were like, the big beefed up, guys that were going to the gym all the time playing football and baseball. Then you had us, the rest of us who just wanted to get laid. We thought that being in a rock band was the easiest way to do so.
Rudy, now you came from Cuba when you were a year old?
Oh, no. I was 10.
And you're...
almost 11. Yeah.
And describe the first time you saw the fucking Beatles singing in English, and you didn't even know what the fuck they were probably saying. And what you felt like.
I knew I had been in the States for about 2 or 3 years.
Oh, okay,
I was going to school. I was in West New York, New Jersey, when the Beatles in '64, when they played in Ed Sullivan, So
now that's where I grew up. I grew up in North Bergen, New Jersey. You were in West New York?
Yeah, I grew up in West New York.
Till when?
Well, we were part of the relocation program. First, my parents went to Miami. Then, they relocated us to West New York, and we came back in '67 to Miami. So I was there for like 4 years. 4 years.
Wow, that's very interesting. Because there was two big Cuban communities. There was Miami and Union City, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Union City was Union City was the promise of embroidery, and that was it.
Yeah, my mom did all that stuff. Piecework.
Yes, piecework. And it was funny that my father was the first Cuban committee man in Union City.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they tried to get more Cubans to Union City. My father had a cafeteria there. El OK. The name of it was El OK. And then the bar was called El Reloj Club, donde las horas son más alegres. So they made him a committee man to promote it. So a lot of people don't know that New Jersey, people look at me and they're like, bro, you're Italian. No, yo soy cubanichi. I'm just from an area where there was a lot of Italians, you know?
Yeah, and West New York is right next to Union City.
Right next to it.
Yeah. So, went to Memorial High and School Number 5 and all of that, yeah.
Wow. Do people even know you went to Memorial?
I'm sorry?
Nobody knows you went to Memorial.
Yeah, I went to Memorial High, yeah.
And you graduated from Memorial?
I played Pony League. I played Babe Ruth League in the Union City. I mean, in West New York and all of that. Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Now, did you play the bass when you were in West New York?
I didn't play the bass until I got back to Miami. It must have been '67 that I actually picked up the bass. I had an old guitar from the Sears catalog that came in the mail that my brother and we used to share. It was an old Craftsman acoustic guitar, and we just kind of like pretended to play.
Do you ever listen to Cuban music, Rudy?
Well, of course. I still do today. As a matter of fact, the Cuban music that I listen to today is heavy metal, because there's a huge heavy metal scene in Cuba right now, and it's about revolution, because after the Castro Revolution, there is right now another revolution going on in Cuba against Castro. So the youth is rebelling against Castro, but using music as a way to do so. It's incredible. If you go to websites like Rock in Cuba, there's just, it's like about 100, at least 100 heavy metal bands in Cuba, at least. And these are the ones with videos, on YouTube. As a matter of fact, contact with la banda se llama Escape, and they are the first band from Cuba to actually go and play in the United States. They played at the South by Southwest, that festival that goes on in Austin. Yeah, they played there this, about a month and a half ago, and they're doing shows around New York, and they're just amazing. They're just as good as any other, heavy metal band from around the world.
Well, if you listen,
they sing in Spanish, and they have that. Son cuiche.
If you listen to, if you go on YouTube later, being honest, my cousin, I was telling you, he's in Synthesis, but he just went solo, and he's got the heavy metal. He's got a song called Veil. His name is Eki Afonso, and he's got a song called Veil, and it sounds like Lenny Kravitz.
Oh yeah.
And it was amazing when I took him to Cantor's, and we were eating, and they were singing Stairway to Heaven, and I wanted to cry, because to them it was like this thing. They were telling me how they would have to listen to the music and they would have to hide the cassettes. They had fucking cassettes. It's 2013.
Oh yeah, my God, yeah. I played in Russia in '94, right after the Iron Curtain came down, and to play, I was with Whitesnake at the time, and I was on stage, and all these grown men, they were carrying their bootleg Deep Purple and Whitesnake records with them, and crying because for the first time they could actually see us perform. Right now it's pretty normal to do a tour of Russia. As a matter of fact, I'm going there in a couple of weeks to do a tour, and I spent a whole month with Dio touring in Russia. But back in the day, forget about it. They would just put you in jail, send you to Siberia, literally. You're idiot.
I went to see. I grew up a Black Sabbath fan, and then I saw Van Halen blow him off the stage at the Garden. That was the end of Black Sabbath. I knew they would never come back.
Ozzy told me about that.
Oh my God, it was fucking amazing. And I remember seeing Bill Ward snorting coke off his drums. I was a freshman in high school. Rudy, it was amazing. And they broke up, and I remember reading Cream magazine about Ozzy, and then I remember the weekend John Lennon got shot. I went into the Village to Bleecker Bob's in New York City, and I saw the first EP of you guys. It was a 4-song EP or a 2-song EP. Mr. Crowley, maybe Suicide Solution, and I saw you, and my fucking heart stopped. And I heard it, and the damage it did, you and Randy Rhoads, and I don't know if it was Tommy Aldridge was on the tour, I think, when I saw you guys. I saw you at the Palladium.
At the Palladium,
April 12th. Yeah.
Did you come the first night or the second night?
I think I went the first night.
I'm sorry, the first show, the second.
I think I went to the first show. Show. And I was a senior in high school, maybe. I was like maybe a junior. And then I remember being a senior and Randy dying. I remember that, and it killed me. Then I went to see him again with the guy from Night Ranger, I think.
Yeah,
Brett.
That was at the Garden?
I think I went to see at the Meadowlands.
Oh, Meadowlands, okay.
In Jersey at that time.
We also played the Garden with Brad, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see the Garden one. I saw the Palladium, and the Palladium, for most people who don't know, was I seen Judas Priest there. I seen Def Leppard open up for Judas Priest in 1980. I saw bands there, Rudy, that was amazing. It was a movie theater, correct?
Yeah.
Era un cine, compadre.
It was, I mean, and that first Blizzard of Oz tour, it was mostly theaters in major markets like New York, and then we would come around and play more like hockey arenas in the B markets, like in the Midwest and stuff like that. And then when we came around with Diary as a Madman, the tour got bigger, bigger stages.
That was
it was pretty amazing.
And how you met Randy in Miami, or how did you guys meet?
No. I came to LA just like everybody else did in the mid '70s, trying to make it, because LA and New York. I mean, there was no YouTube. Nowadays, you can put a video on YouTube and get discovered. Back in the day, you had to come to LA or New York. And New York, I went to New York first because in the mid '70s, I traveled from Miami up to Utica. And I was in the New York metropolitan area trying to, make connections. But it was too cold to survive, to be a starving musician. So I headed out west, went up to Chicago, got in a band, played the whole Midwest circuit, and then got some money together and just headed out to L.A. Yeah, put it this way, L.A. was the last stop, because after that it's the ocean. If there was anything beyond L.A., I would have kept going, but I just stayed in LA for a few years trying to make it. And during that time, I played with Quiet Riot, and that's when I met Randy in the Randy Rose version of Quiet Riot. And we were like a big fish in a small pond, local. We were like local heroes. but at the time, the music industry was not really interested in signing rock bands. They, hard rock bands. They were just interested in signing like new wave, punk, stuff like that. So they, we were like in our early 20s and mid 20s, because I was the oldest guy in the band, and the other guys were like early 20s. I was mid 20s, and they were saying like, oh, you guys are playing dinosaur music. The stuff that you're doing is never going to come back. But we stuck to our guns. That's the only thing we knew how to do, play hard rock. We weren't going to turn into the Knack or Devo or anything like that, We just didn't know how to.
And then from there, Ozzy called.
Ozzy called, and Randy left. He joined Ozzy. He recorded Diary and Blizzard of Oz, and then when they were looking for a bass player, Randy recommended me, And that's how I got in the band, just on Randy's word. Of course, I knew I have to, I had to be able to play.
Oh, you had some motherfucking chops, dog, by that time.
Yeah, but at that time, that almost seemed like secondary. You have to put things into perspective. Ozzy had not toured in the U.S. solo yet, and this is like, they got me like within 4 or 5 days before they actually had to start the pre-production of the tour. They didn't know me from Adam. They only went by Randy's word that this guy was not a drunk or a drug addict, and he was going to show up and not disappear and be a screw up. So, there was no tour support for the band, for Ozzy. As a matter of fact, Sharon's family had to mortgage their property in order to finance the tour. It wasn't like the record company. Columbia, which is now Sony, was going to give him a whole bunch of money. Put money into Ozzy. Everybody thought that Ozzy was never going to make it. They thought that he's done. He got kicked out of Black Sabbath. It's over. We're just doing this just to see what happens. And basically, that's what happened. It exploded. thanks to incredible records and you know, had Randy Rhoads in the band, Tommy Aldridge, you know, Ozzy, of course, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, they just took me on Randy's word. Yeah, this guy not only, he can play, okay, but he's not gonna screw things up on the road.
You know, just from that thought alone, you're gonna go down as one of the greatest heavy metal bassists of all time. I mean, that's the truth. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I said it. I'm telling you, from the heart to your pinga, you're really gonna, you know, when they talk about heavy metal 20 years from now, 50 years from now, they're gonna say fucking Rudy Sarzo, because from there you went back to Quiet Riot.
Yeah, I went back to what's known as the mental health version of Quiet Riot.
Mental health, right?
But you know what? What really helped me keep my head. Because actually, I wrote a book about all of this.
Off the Rails. Right.
Yeah, and it kind of like explains everything, you know. And by the time that I got the call to play with Ozzy, I had a spiritual foundation, which is something that I highly recommend to any musician out there. You know, find whatever it is that you believe in and hang on to it, because, you know, you may be hit by a shitstorm. A shitstorm of basically everything you ever dreamed of in your life, and then 10 times or 100 times more is going to happen to you. So you're going to have to like really learn how to deal with it, how to handle it properly, because you might not be ready. And I know a lot of guys that, you know, we went from being starving musicians to all of a sudden, you know, we're like, you know, we're the shit. You know, we're like the most, you know, the most sought after band or musician or whatever. They just don't know how to handle that. You know, and in the old days, you would get into this cycle of you make a record, you go on tour, get off tour, you make another record, you go back on tour. And it was like, you know, after a while you start thinking, wait a minute, there's got to be more to life than this. So a lot of the guys, you know, mentally, they will never get off the stage. You know, that buzz that you get, like when you perform, you know, they always wanted to keep that. You know, they will get off the stage and start doing some drugs or hanging out and doing some, you know, whatever, drinking, and never lose the buzz. And in life, you know, I find out you have to balance that. You really have to balance it and make that buzz, that moment, really special. And once you get off the road or off the stage, find another buzz. Mine is my family and my spirituality. And when I say spirituality, you know, I'm not a preacher, because I truly believe that, you know, spirituality or religion is something very personal. Nobody can make you believe in anything. You have to find out for yourself, or it finds you. One of the two, you know. And so that's what really helped me not go too crazy. Put it this way. I was surrounded by so much craziness. And as a matter of fact, when I first joined the band, you know, Sharon, you know, she wasn't married to Ozzy yet, so it was Sharon Arden. She hoped that I would be like Ozzy's drinking buddy, basically. And because by then, you know, Tommy Aldridge was not going to be his drinking buddy. He'd been around the block too many times to know better. And Randy had just been through playing with Ozzy for a couple of years. He had been through that. So there was Ozzy all by himself, and, you know, he would just hang out with me. I hung out with him. And, you know, I had to, like, make a decision. I said, you know what? I was 30 years old by the time I played with Ozzy. And I said, you know what? I've been doing this and really going through a lot of shit to get to where I am right now. So I have to make a decision. Am I going to become a victim of this lifestyle, or am I going to survive it? And I decided to survive it. So I pretty much stopped drinking during that time, just to get my head together and be able to deal with things. Also, Randy really helped me a lot. He was my mentor on the road, how to handle the situation, because, you know, Ozzy and Sharon, they can be very, very different from anybody that you ever met. So they got certain things, you know, little things, quirks, and they play, you know, the pranksters and all of that. And you just, you know, you have to learn how to understand where they're coming from. And Randy really helped me, really helped me do that.
It's amazing, Rudy. I'm even on the phone with you. I'm sitting here listening to you, just thinking of even Whitesnake in the videos. I remember seeing you like in '87 and Whitesnake '88. I just, I remember years ago, in '98, I bumped into Slash in Las Vegas at 4 a.m. I couldn't sleep. You know, when you go to Vegas, you can't fucking sleep. And I wasn't doing drugs. I wasn't drinking. I just went for a walk, and I seen him drinking coffee. And I pulled over, and I said hello. I was a fan, and he talked to me, and I asked him why Axl left the band. And he said that sometimes, he goes, right now you're probably starving. You're having a hard time making a living as a comedian. He goes, you got to remember this, and you have to keep this. So you have to remember how hard you work. So when things start to blow up, you don't lose control. And I always remembered that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You know, I have this theory, and it's to me it's beyond a theory because I can actually prove it. So it's beyond a theory. There's two ways of looking at stardom. You know, you can either become a rock star, which guys like, to me, in my opinion, guys like Bono and Sting and Bruce Springsteen and so on, you know, they use their fame and their fortune to give others a voice. You know, and then you can become a rock casualty, which is the guy who I explained it before. It just gets, goes on the road, gets high, gets off the road, gets high, and it becomes this vicious circle of existence. And then usually you either go to rehab and find some kind of spiritual center, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, yeah, I'm not doing drugs, I'm not doing drinking anymore. Hopefully they'll find that, or they die. And I've known, some people that actually passed away from the lifestyle. And then also I know some guys who, are better human beings today because they actually something came into their lives that made a difference and made them realize how their blessings, how blessed they are as human beings. To be able to come on, being a rock musician, it is everything you ever thought it was, that it would be. You get up there, you play, and you feel so wonderful because you're communicating to people with true music, which is one of the most incredible tools of communication that there is. And it's hard on the road. Being away from the family. If you happen to have a family back home, to me that is the hardest thing. Being away from my wife, my little dog, or being away from my folks, not being able to see them as often as I want to because they live in Miami. And that's tough, but you have to survive that. It's funny. As soon as I leave the house to go on the road, my journey is actually to come back home.
You're talking to me too. I can't wait to get the fuck home.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So,
yeah, I can't wait to get home.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. So it's along the way. I really enjoy and appreciate everything, all the blessings along the way. But to me, that is the goal, to make it back safely.
It's funny.
Home and enjoy life. Enjoy life at home once again.
I started comedy late. I got locked up, and I got lost along the way. I'm Cuban and the whole thing, and I started this late, and I didn't even get the spiritual awakening until I was 44, and I stopped doing drugs. And I'm 50, Rudy. My wife just had a fucking baby. She's 43.
Congratulations.
And I had to remember where, it had a lot to do with me being Cuban. That saved me. I thought about my mother, and, she raised me, as I said, cubanazo, and she was a single mom, and I got my faith back. And I remember when my mom used to teach me that no matter what's going on, you're always going to be a man. And when I came to L.A., you become submissive, Rudy. You become, yes, I'll do it, or you don't tell somebody to go suck your dick because you don't want to lose the opportunity in the future. And I forgot that I was a man for a couple of years, Rudy. Because I got to tell you what's on my mind, Rudy. You know the school of thought I'm fucking from. You know how the school of thought we grew up from. I look at these people that get bullied now, and I remember getting bullied, and my mother taking me to the basketball court and making me fight the guy.
Oh, yeah. My mom did the same thing.
Yeah, I'm from a Cuban house where, no.
Yeah.
You got to go. You can't come home down. You can't come home with a smack to the head. And, Rudy, it saved me. It made me believe who the fuck I am. Yeah. And today, Rudy, I do what the fuck I want to do. And if I don't want to fucking do it, me sale la pinga, I don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
And,
you know what? I don't mean to interrupt you, but you just brought up something really, really interesting. What do you think about this whole issue about bullying? Because when I was a kid, we got bullied, and my mom would say, "Hey, listen, just go out there and be a man." and that really helped me through life.
It helped me
to survive, to deal with shit, because you're gonna be bullied. As long as you're breathing, you're gonna be bullied. You know what I mean? So how do you deal with it? Are you gonna be complain to people about this guy or that woman is bullying me or being bullied at work, or do you stand up to it?
Rudy, I have a theory. I can't believe we talked about this. My wife just had the baby, and when I go home now, I have the baby from 8 to 10. So I put cartoons on. And I put Dora the Explorer on and SpongeBob, whatever his fucking name is. And you know what, man? I grew up on fucking Popeye. And Popeye used to get his ass kicked. He'd go home and eat spinach, and he'd go back and fuck a motherfucker up. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Yeah.
And that's number one. Dora the Explorer ain't smacking nobody. And SpongeBob, he's a half a fucking fag. So, that's the problem. I mean, Rudy, I wish I was being funny with you. I came home one time, and a neighbor called my house to see how I was, and my mother answered the fucking phone, Rudy. And I was in the shower, and she told my mother what happened, that the kid pushed me. And the next day when I got home, my mother was there with a warm-up suit on. And she's like, come on, we're going to the park. And she told the kid, I remember she got the kid was 17, I was 12. And she told the kid, you're going to hit my son, we're going to fight. Then she looked at me and in Spanish, she goes, hit this motherfucker in the face as hard as you can. If you don't, I'm going to hit him, then I'm going to hit you. Y se acabó la mariconería that day. It was over after that.
That's exactly what my mom did. She said, don't take shit from anybody. But what kind of a generation is being raised right now in America? Because I don't know. This is, I travel around the world, and I don't hear. I watch the news. I go to Japan. I go to South America, Europe, and bullying is not an issue. You just fucking deal with it. And now here it's like, what are we raising a nation of wimps?
No, it's killing me lately. It's fucking killing me. It's killing me because I don't understand. It just makes us look that weak, and there's a documentary, and it's sad on some levels, but in the other level, Rudy, think about it. We were fucking Cuban kids in Jersey, one of the most racist states in the fucking world. You understand me?
Oh, yeah.
I know the word spick backwards and forwards, and it don't bother me at all because I love those guys. And you know what, man? I mean, it's just, and that's why I said to you, when you first saw the Beatles and you came from Cuba, you were here a couple of years, what did it mean to you? Because the first time I see Dick Van Dyke and I cry, because that's how I learned to speak English.
Yeah. But, I don't know, I guess, we came, my family came here as Cuban refugees. And, it's, you have to, be tough to survive that. The humility was seeing my folks, my dad begging for a job. That's, after being a couple of years in the school system in the States, they thought that I could speak English. So my dad would bring me around every time he was looking for a job in Miami or New Jersey and be his translator. And that was really humbling because my dad, he hated being on welfare. And as soon as he could get a job, no matter what it was, he would do it. He was working in fiberglass. I don't know if you know about this industry in Miami. They used to build boats.
Right.
Fiberglass. And, they put you in a tank with water and a sander, a sanding machine. And the fiberglass will get into his pores. This was back in the 60s. There were no regulations, so I'm pretty sure this is illegal now. But that's what it was. My dad used to come home and he'd be itching from the fiberglass in his arms, and but he was working for a living.
That's So, that's where you got your work ethic from, Rudy. That's why you're always working. If not, you're doing the fantasy camp with the kids, which I knew you were involved with, but I didn't know to that extent.
Yeah, it's kids and adults. It's the whole fantasy camp. It's really interesting to me because I've met a lot of really, really good people in it. People that just like you and me. We had a dream of being entertainers, and then they graduate from college and they have a decision to make. Am I going to go and pursue my career as a lawyer or a doctor or engineer or whatever, or am I going to pursue this music dream? And a lot of the times, you have to make a decision. And a lot of these people thank God that they make the decision to be, to become doctors and whatever. Because if everybody was an entertainer in the world, we would be screwed. We need doctors, we need engineers, we need people who are going to create new technologies, people who are going to save lives and so on. But nevertheless, what's happened is along the way they lose their identity as musicians, and a lot of them have very unfulfilled lives because they have this question of what if I would have just kept going, I could have been the next Bruce Springsteen, and my mission is to actually help them reconnect with their identity as musicians. And once they do that, they become better, more fulfilled human beings, because music is such an incredible outlet. Just as being a comedian is for you. It's the arts, So, being a comedian, being a photographer, a painter, a writer, a musician, it's all about communicating at the highest human level that there is.
Do you remember Pastor Music in Union City?
Which one?
Pastor Music in Union City, New Jersey.
Oh, when I was a kid, I'm pretty sure I visited.
You know what I'm talking? On 32nd Street.
I don't know if it was around in the 60s.
Yes.
I left West New York in 67, so I'm not sure if it was around.
Yeah, it was around. Pastor Music is where everybody who played the garden had to go and get musical supplies. And you know what? On the third floor, for about a year and a half, I learned to play the bass there when I was in the 7th grade. Then I became a singer of a band. Then my voice changed and I was fucked, Rudy. You know how? Look at Michael Jackson. He made it. I don't know how the fuck I did it. His voice, once the voice changes, it's all over. Rudy, where do you eat Cuban food when you're around here?
In L.A.?
Yeah.
Oh, listen, I used to be a fat little bastard when I was eating Cuban food as a kid, so I stay away from it.
Really? You don't eat it no more?
Yeah. You know how it was. Back in the day, your family would feed you almuerzo, which was like basically a dinner.
Right.
And then you have una merienda, which was basically another dinner in the middle, and then you have dinner. So, you had like 3 or 4 square meals a day, and I was square.
I went to Miami 2 weeks ago, and the whole time I was there, I went to Port Sagua to eat.
Oh, Port Sagua, oh my God, in South Beach?
In South Beach. Rudy, I went there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, that's like my wife's favorite.
Oh my God, it's
in '92. In '92, we lived on Ocean Drive and like 10th or 11th, right on Rock and Roll Sushi. There was a place there.
Yes.
There was a building, and we lived right there. And for about 2 years, all we did is hang out at Puerto Sagua and hit all the discos, because we were really good friends with just about everybody that owned a modeling agency or a club. And it was amazing. I love Puerto Sagua. There's a few of the old hangouts are not there anymore. And South Beach is not what it was years ago.
$12 for a bottle of water, Rudy.
And I saw it happen as soon as the day that Versace was shot. Then everybody just left. All the modeling agencies and the whole modeling industry just picked up and went. It was very sad.
Rudy, I got to tell you, man, it was more than a pleasure for you calling in today, Rudy.
Listen, un placer, and it's great that we have so much in common, not just being Cuban, but so many friends.
No, man, I remember seeing you. I remember seeing you in the Kennison fucking video. I mean, how cool was that? Here I was getting to stand up with Jimmy Schubert and Alan Stevens. Sam
was a dear. Yeah, Sam was a dear friend. We used to hang out all the time. Because his Malika, who became his wife, and Sabrina, they were friends of my wife. We shared the same management, HK management. Trudy Green. And that's how I got involved with Sam. I got a phone call one day from Trudy Green, and she said, "Listen, you want to come down and play on Sam Kinnison's record?" So we went down there and recorded Wild Thing. And I got to tell you, being around that guy was just phenomenal. What a great heart! What a great comedian! I mean, what a great human being! Great friend. I had so many nights, so many So it was nuts. He was crazier than any musician, including Ozzy, that I've ever met.
That's amazing. And do me a favor for the people who are listening to the podcast. We do great with this, Rudy, and they're really going to love that you were on. You have a book, Off the Rails. It's on your webpage, rudysarzo.com, right?
Yeah, they can go to Amazon and pick it up. Yeah, and basically I wrote the book to answer the number one question I get asked around the world, which is, what was it like to play with Randy Rhoads, and it took me about 300 plus pages to tell them everything that I know.
And I was reading that you took a journal of everything, so everything is very accurate when you wrote the book. You were writing a journal.
I went from like sleeping on the floor, literally sleeping on the floor, to making some dough, and my family's accountant, in Coolidge, Miami, say, hey, listen, keep records of everything you do, all the places you go to, so you can use that for your taxes, for your tax deduction. So I did. So I kept meticulous records of everything that I did on the road for the first couple of years. Then after that, I realized, you just get a credit card and keep some receipts, and everything will be fine.
Rudy, at a time when I was really confused in '88 is when I got locked up, and I came out and I was confused about a lot of things, but it was guys like you that let me know as a Cuban American that I could do something with my life, bro. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, bro.
Guys like Carlos Santana, was a big inspiration. The first time I heard the Santana record,
God damn, we play that shit here. That one, my God.
Yeah, I say, oh my God, there's hope. Because I know that we're running out of time.
No, we got nothing but time. Trust me, we got nothing but time.
You being Cuban, you're gonna get this. A lot of American rock musicians don't have the background that we have, culturally, because we grew up with Afro-Cuban music. When the slaves were brought to the Caribbean, as you know, they were split. They were either kept in the Caribbean or sent down to Central America, like Venezuela, certain parts of the West Indies, and the rest were shipped over to the United States. And the Spanish colonial plantation owners allowed the Afro-Cubans, or the Africans, to keep their instruments. That's why we have African Afro-Cuban music, Caribbean music. But the ones that came to the United States were taking their bata, all the conga drums away from them. So that was the birth of the blues. I'm like jumping right into the point here. The blues was born in the cotton fields. They had no musical instruments, and the reason why they were taking the musical instruments away was because they feared that they would revolt and communicate from plantation to plantation, with the percussion. That's how they communicated, And so what I'm getting at is that whether you're a blues player or a Caribbean, or Afro-Cuban player, it all comes from the same place. It comes from Africa. It's all the same. And to me, Santana was the perfect combination of that. He was African and he was blues. He was Afro-Cuban and he was blues, and to me, that is rock and roll. That's the cradle, la cuna, where everything comes from.
That is fucking beautiful. You broke it fucking down. There's these.
So when I talk to American musicians, they're not aware of that because, of course, they didn't grow up with it, so they don't have a reference. But if you look at a punto guajiro and the blues, it's the same 1-4-5 changes. It's exactly the same. You can take a punto guajiro and do a B.B. King style, and it's the freaking same song.
Have you ever seen George Santana play with the Funny All-Stars?
No.
They did it live in Japan and all that. Even then, even if you listen to that, George, who is Carlos's younger brother or older brother,
Malo.
Malo. It's pretty fucking crazy. And I grew up on the Cuban stuff. Like I said, my mother had the bar. Tito Puente would play at the bar. Celia Club, Patati Totico, who have one of the greatest albums of all time. I mean, it's the birth of Latin, whatever. I don't know if you listen to it.
But listen, going back to rock and going back to Cuban music, you got to check out these Cuban bands. Go to Rock in Cuba website and just posts of all these. I mean, even a freak, because I mean these guys are just as good as any of the Anglo metal bands. They're just incredible. But but what's really interesting is that they don't have the same resources. Plus, they're in Cuba. They're in an island. I recorded in the Bahamas, and I got to tell you, I understand now why reggae sounds the way it does. It's because your strings, your musical instrument, with the humidity, the strings die. I'm telling you, I had to change a set of strings just like twice a day to keep them from to get some kind of action, because they just becomes like this dead sound, like boom, 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 from all the humidity. So imagine trying to play rock and roll with dead strings. It's almost like impossible. So I really got to hand it over to to my brothers in Cuba, who are carrying the flag of metal out there.
Bro, it's been a fucking honor, Rudy. Un placer. It's.
But Joey, yeah,
you just lifted this motherfucker.
We gotta go to Versailles and have some. Maybe we just grab Rich and Justin. We'll go have some Cuban food.
My buddy said he goes to the one in Encino and it was delicious. He says he goes to Versailles and Encino and gets the roasted chicken, lemon, garlic, whatever.
Oh yeah.
He says it's fucking delicious.
Yeah. One time, as a matter of fact, Jim Florentine.
Yes.
Yeah, he's an old friend of mine. I've known Jim before that metal show and everything. So I was hanging out with Jim, and we took Ronnie James Dio over to Versailles, the one in Encino, because Ronnie lived right up the street. And Ronnie looked at the menu and he said, "Where's the meat?" And I showed him and he picked Cravo Encendido.
Oh shit!
And he loved it because he was a big meat eater. So Ronnie was a big fan of Cuban food.
Now Ronnie was from Jersey, right?
I'm sorry?
He was from New Jersey, Ronnie James Dio, right?
Cortland, New York.
Cortland, New York. Jesus.
Yeah, upstate New York. Yeah.
I saw him on the Black Sabbath tour with. Listen to this, Philadelphia. The first tour with Heaven and Hell. You know who opened for them? Sammy Hagar and Shakin' Street.
Oh yeah.
Down in Philly, and the people were spitting at Sammy Hagar because it's Philadelphia. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah. It was so amazing playing with the two seminal Black Sabbath singers, Ozzy and Ronnie. It was just amazing. It's just amazing. Because I got to play all those songs. With Ozzy, I did all the Blizzard of Oz, and then we recorded on Speak of the Devil a lot of Black Sabbath. It was all Black Sabbath. And then with Ronnie, as part of the set, with Dio, he used to do a lot of Black Sabbath. So it was plus Rainbow, with Richie Blackmore. And his own, solo stuff. So yeah,
Rainbow Rising. Rainbow Rising was a great album.
Rainbow. Oh yeah, all those records, which is phenomenal. Yeah, on the last tour, as a matter of fact, May 16 is going to be 3 years that he passed away. Is it 3? 2 or 3? Yeah, 3 years. And I got to tell you, he was diagnosed on November 16th. I remember because it was like a couple of days right before we were leaving for a tour of Europe with Dio. And, we had been rehearsing for about 3 weeks, and he wasn't feeling good, but he was singing like an angel. And since he had joined Heaven and Hell, which was actually Black Sabbath, with a different name, we were not doing Black Sabbath material anymore in the set. So we were going deep into the Dio catalog and the Rainbow catalog. And now all the Rainbow stuff was written in concert pitch. In A440, he was singing all this stuff. Amazing. He was singing like an angel. We were going deep into all the stuff that he did with Rainbow. And it was just amazing to hear him sing all of that, And I got to tell you, it's just, 6 months later, he passed away, and it was just like, it changed everybody's lives, when you have such a loss. Because, he almost made it. He almost beat the cancer. And about a couple of weeks before he passed away, they changed his medication because what he was the therapy that he was, the chemo that he was using was not really working, and then all of a sudden it took a turn, and he passed away May 16th. And it's there's not a day that goes by that we of the Dio family don't think about Ronnie.
You're a beautiful man, brother. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. That I'll pay so forever, and I will call you and do some coffee or something in the valley.
No. Where do you live? Oh no,
I live in the valley. I live in the valley. But listen, before you go, I just want to let people know to go to got to go to his Facebook and look at the pictures. You have a museum of beauty, including your family and your dog and your mom and your dad and the Cuban flag.
Dog, yeah.
I love you with all my heart. And then you get the book autographed or not autographed. Read the book. I ordered it yesterday. I didn't have it, and I'm going to order it. And I really want to read through this. And like I said, you have a fan for life with me, brother. I love you with all my heart, and I hope people got what I got out of this today.
Well, thank you. It's been such a pleasure, Joey. Connecting. It's always so good to connect with my roots. And you always, you have helped me do that. So I really appreciate it.
Love you, brother. Have a great day.
God bless you, my
God
friend.
bless
and
you.
Yeah,
too.
let's definitely get together. I'm in the valley too.
You cut any chicken heads with a santero? Because we'll cut some chicken heads and shit. Le he hecho una brujería, un cingado, esto lo descojo, no todos saben.
Diciembre 4, let's get together.
Okay,
Santa
done.
Barbara.
Santa Barbara, done, brother. I love you.
Yeah, I got stories growing up in Miami. I'm going through Santeria parties, but that's another.
I'm 50. I have 43 years old, Batala. They made Saint when I was 7 on 148th Street and Broadway. I'm the real fucking deal. I ran from them when they were going to break the water in the ocean. Oye, quítame el tornado de pinga. I love you, buddy. Have a good day. God bless you.
You too, Joy. God bless. Bye-bye.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I want to play some music so you can have a second to not explode, and then I want to talk to you about that. Hold on, I'm going to play some music real quick.
Oh, fuck. And beside that, I love you, motherfuckers. What, Lee? What, you fuck?
I just want to talk to you about that, because it sounds weird, but West New York is in New Jersey.
Right.
So, and we went there when we filmed the documentary, and it was probably 10, 20 minutes from where you grew up.
Right.
What are you thinking about right now?
I gotta go call my buddies and tell them that this motherfucker grew up in West New York. Nobody knew that. Nobody fucking knew this kid grew up in West New York. How crazy is that? And so that the Iceman, the movie's coming out this week, the Iceman.
Oh, yeah.
May 2nd. I don't know if I'm going to go see that shit. Fucking lies. No, I'm happy he called in. This was the podcast of my life, guys. Rudy Sarzo, Jesus fucking Christ. Bobby Slayton, Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know what you need to do today. You know what you need to do. Lead the 3 sit-ups, jumping jacks. You got to do fucking 15 of them. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Go out there and make the best of your fucking weekend. Thursday, Friday, smoke dope, eat ass, stab a bitch. Whatever you need to do, be you, motherfucker. You get one shot at this shit. I love you, cocksuckers. Lee, you got anything to tell these motherfuckers?
Starting the juice fast. I'm going to start doing my YouTube videos again tonight.
And take the scale. They want to see the scale.
I'll do the scale.
I don't want to hear the fucking stories now. People hitting me up saying Lee is fucking lying.
I'll do a Vine of the scale tonight, and I'll do a Vine of my recipe. I did a blog yesterday on Facebook, but that's it.
Did you?
Yeah, about the juice. Yeah.
Follow Lee. Get together with Lee. Juice. Tell yourself the stories. When I came in today, he was whacking off in the living room. It smelled like fucking tomatoes in there.
Oh, Jesus.
I got the tomato part of the whack off. End up with, what are you going to end up with? A little Dio, a little fucking something out of respect for fucking, how about in the heat of the night, something for fucking.
I had Sato.
All right, beautiful.
Do you want to, I wanted to play your cousin, Alfonso X.
All right.
You want to do that one?
Veo,
so give me 2 seconds.
All right, get your shit.
So, joeydiaz.net. And so you're going to be in Austin?
Austin this whole weekend, rocking the fucking house. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Capital City Comedy Club. Next weekend, Stand Up Live with Ari Shafir, the other favorite Jew. And the week after that, May 15th, I'm on Artie Lang Thursday night. Friday, Saturday, I'll be live in Governors and at the Brokerage in Long Island.
Oh, shit. Well, thanks, but that was great.
Thank you, brother. Have a great weekend. God bless you and good luck with the mix. This is my cousin. Here you go, bitches. Veo, ex Alfonso.